Welcome back to Sidemen Reacts, everyone. Today, we're looking at an $80 million mansion made of glass.
Ooh, how cool.
What, even the bed?
I don't know. If I knew that, I wouldn't be reacting to it.
Even the mirror?
Mirrors tend to be made of glass.
Is it glass?
Yeah, it's glass with a silver backing.
Wow, I never knew that. So
That
yes,
sounds every
JJ.
day.
Yes, the mirror will be made of glass. You idiot.
Even the carpet?
Let's
I don't
watch the
think
video.
so.
Even the blanket? Even the toilet?
Imagine
even
the glass
TV?
toilet. That would be great.
That'd be so gross.
Even
Right, let's
even
let's-
your
alright,
significant other?
Let's find out.
Even the signal. It's a glass dildo.
Located above Table Rock Lake in Missouri sits a massive estate made from glass.
I don't like it.
Due to its lavish appearance, it was named the Evergreen Crystal Palace, and
Don't
it's currently
like it.
up for sale.
It looks like
for millions
IBM's
of dollars.
headquarters.
Today we're going to take a look at the stunning
It looks
abode,
nicer
from
inside.
its history to what amazing
Yeah.
features
Is
it
that not
holds.
just an oven?
Yeah, wouldn't that be so hot during the summer?
Air conditioning on new levels, I guess.
But then the air conditioning's made out of glass.
Do you know what? I can't be bothered. You can get really good heat reflective glass actually. My apartment has it, and it's really sunny and no heat goes through it. It's kind of cool.
I swear there's only one apartment in the whole of London that has heat reflective glass.
Right. Okay. Good job.
You've just exposed where he lives.
Thanks for that. All right. Let's keep it
The
going.
cash from the sale will fund. We'll also examine the owner of the property, Robert W. Plaster, and his contribution to the
Why did
local
you make
areas
out
of Branson
Plaster,
West
then?
and Branson, Missouri,
Yeah,
the
but
latter of
surely
which was
you would,
immortalized in a Simpsons episode. So let's get started.
It is
This
quite
year,
ugly.
a guerrilla-style exploration video went viral of the Evergreen Crystal Palace in Missouri. However, the idea to shoot the footage was allegedly put together by real estate agent Ken Coleman, who came out of retirement to sell this property. Since the property has now been seen all over the world, Coleman stated, quote, "We've had a lot of Hollywoods reaching out to do films inside of it," end quote. While nice and a little flattering, that's not what they're
It's in the middle of
after. The owner
nowhere.
is looking to sell.
I don't like
According
it.
to the listing, the property itself is
Look at that, right? Like they've obviously spent so much on that house. Why does it look like that outside? So
Look at the
grim.
left. Look at the left side. Is that the pool?
No, I think that's just
It look
ground.
really?
Yeah, I know.
It's really
Like,
ugly.
The guy's trying to sell it already.
Literally, hire a landscaper. Get some trees that aren't dead.
It's literally in the middle of nowhere. It's just,
24,963 square feet in size.
Mad.
While the land totals over a massive 350 acres. That's over 3 times the size of the Mall of America in Minnesota, at around 96 acres. The house was first built in the early 1990s for millionaire
Damn.
Empire Gas founder and later chairman of Evergreen Investments, Robert W. Plaster. The estate was designed by architect
I mean, that
Dennis
looks alright.
Spencer. Coleman
Yeah,
claims
it
that
looks like a
Plaster
hotel
started
instead of
building
a
the
house
house
there.
after being called a hillbilly as a joke. So, taking it to heart, he wanted to create a property
What?
that could impress international business people.
Oh my
According to a
God.
newspaper article in the Springfield News Leader in 1991, the locals believed the estate was actually a hotel during its construction. They were contacting the local council on when it would be ready for a visit. In reality, it was a palace for the
That's a
Plaster
flex.
family.
That's
They
a
used
hard
it as a
flex.
holiday home, as well as a corporate retreat. The newspaper stated that the construction cost around $6 million at the time. Today, that would be the same as nearly $11.9 million. This hefty cost was stated to be around 100 times the value of nearby properties. Most of the exterior of the house is made from glass, hence its name. On top of glass, the interior is also formed from marble and brass. At the moment, the property
just
can be
doesn't
picked
feel
up
like
for
home.
$80 million.
It's not.
Bear in mind that
Absolutely
property
not.
taxes can be big as well. According to Zillow, for 2017 alone, they were $21,317. The estate is based in Branson West, which is around 14 miles away from the tourist haven of Branson, Missouri. It's actually
No one
positioned on the
wants to go
banks
there.
of Table Rock Lake. This artificial lake
Like,
and the Table Rock
how
Dam.
you getting food, bro?
How
Is
you
everything
getting food,
getting
what?
helicoptered to you?
I mean, it does have a helipad.
Yeah, but what if you want like a Chipotle? They're gonna just bring a little burrito on a helicopter.
I saw a video of some American guy who goes and gets in a prop plane and flies for half an hour to get his groceries. I'm like, that's nuts. Everything is big out there. Distance is big. They're big.
JJ, you're pretty big these days. Buy a
You're big
helicopter.
time, yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Actually, don't. Please don't.
Buy a plane.
I'm good.
Buy a plane.
I'm more inclined to buy a plane.
Okay, buy a plane for a video for the Sidemen.
Sounds- yeah.
Why don't the Sidemen just buy a plane for the Sidemen?
Because we don't have a number one.
The Sidemen have more money than me.
There's 7 of us, bro. There's 7 of us.
Yeah,
To be fair, a side jet would make more logistical sense. I'm just saying. So.
Nah, it'd be like a divorce, and we'd have like, I get it on weekends and you get it on Thursdays. And...
I'll have the engine. I'll take the engine.
I'll just take the cock.
Yeah, yeah.
In 1954
Funny
and 1958 by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. After additional work in 1961, the dam's construction is stated to have cost $65.4 million.
Who cares
then
about
in
the dam?
2005, a new
That cost
auxiliary
less
spillway
than a
was
glass
required
house.
to help with potential heavy flooding. This cost a further $65 million to put together. Table Rock Lake has 14 public marinas and 24 public boat launches, making boating and fishing the prime pastimes there. Many of the rooms within the Evergreen Crystal Palace have stunning views of the water. And speaking of the estate, it has 12 guest suites, 4 offices, and 2 master bedrooms. One of the master suites is around 3,000 square feet.
This
it
is
even
horrible.
comes with a baby piano and a private...
Can we go back a second?
That.
That colour. That colour.
Everything about that room is disgusting.
Everything I can see in front of me right now is butters.
I had screams 90s, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is, but it's just horrendous.
This is a horror film.
square feet. It even comes with a baby piano and a private stairway.
Who decided that gold and blue go together?
Yeah,
Who
that's
did that?
Pianos can be found throughout the property, such as the one based in the atrium. Coleman describes the interior design as
Yeah,
though
it
it's
is a
been
horror film.
frozen in time
If your house
from
has
when
an
it was
atrium,
created in the
it's a horror
90s. Typically, a garage wouldn't usually be a big selling point of the house.
All the rich
However,
people
this
watching
crystal
right now are
mansion
just
has-
like, hey, yo, come on, Simon.
We
chill."
have an atrium.
Back in 1991, the garage was stated to be 8,000 square feet and be able to hold up to 14 cars.
That's a horror movie.
That's what I'm
Someone's getting murdered
saying.
down there.
The fact it's a police car as well.
Everything in this
why
house
the police
is
car's
big.
there, to protect you.
Like everything in this house is like oversized and ugly.
Wow, that's a mean way to talk about Mr. Plaster.
One articles, that number has
That's
jumped
a
to
horror
20
film!
Cars. According to
Yeah,
Home
no,
Advisor,
for-
a one-car
for-
garage can cost up to $27,000 to install. So the estate's garage could cost up to $540,000 to put together.
Why does that have a
Another
spin
unusual feature of the house is the indoor firing range
Yep.
with
An
2 lanes.
excuse to have lots of guns.
America!
Yeah.
A lot-
So the guy from the horror movie can go there and get a gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
According
Yeah.
to experts, a home firing range starts at around $10,000 and can go into the hundreds of thousands for the more advanced systems. Typically, the cost is usually around $60,000. Considering the Crystal Palace has 5 levels for someone to traverse, an elevator is a pretty handy addition. Plus, it goes well with the high-class hotel theme. Home Advisor states that the cost of a home
What's
elevator
that?
can be as much as $60,000.
That's the elevator.
That-
No.
If we step
that's
outside
a
of the glass
Futurama
house,
tube.
one of the big selling points for someone with a lot of money is a place to land their own private helicopter. Well, the estate has a large concrete helipad positioned.
Again, look
Really
at that.
ugly, innit?
Yeah, what's underneath the helipad, though? What the fuck?
The dungeon, bro.
Jeez.
The horror movie. The horror movie's down there.
A small basic helipad can cost $15,000 to install, while a more high-tech and larger version
Isn't it just
can
paint?
go up to $500,000.
I don't understand why it's that much more expensive.
Like, you're literally just building a floor.
You're just putting a massive H
Yeah.
on the floor. And
It costs
apparently,
15,000 if I want to put an H in our living room.
and then it costs 500,000 if you want to make it a little bit bigger.
A swimming pool is probably
that
one of
house
the
looks
most
nice.
popular
That's
amenities
nice.
featured.
And it's made
So,
of
of
glass.
Crystal Palace
It
has
is the
one
pool.
as well. Home Advisor states that an
wow.
in-ground
It
was the
pool
pool.
similar to the estates can
Wow.
cost up to $66,500 to install, while custom
No
pools
wonder
can
he's
go
trying to
upwards
sell
of $100,000. Also
Look
included
at
in
it!
the
Look at the
estate-
pool! Look at the pool!
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That ain't it. That ain't
I know
it.
algae when I see it.
As mentioned on the listing, the buyer also has the option to pay for further acreage, a fishing lodge, and several other nearby houses as part of the Crystal Palace deal. The current trustee for the estate is Steve Plaster, the son of Robert. He received the property after Robert passed away in 2008. According to Coleman, Steve had a health scare recently that made him and the Plaster family look at offloading their bigger properties. However, the money wasn't going towards any medical costs. Instead, the full sale cash would be sent to 5 colleges within the
Aw.
U.S. to be used for
That's good.
scholarships through the Robert W. Plaster Foundation.
Oh, sick.
Robert
that's
Plaster
sick.
made his name from founding Empire Gas in 1963
Yo,
within
this
the
house is
Missouri
kind of dope now.
Ozarks
Someone
region.
buy it.
He used
Yeah, someone
$25,000
buy it.
of
Nah,
his own
nah,
cash.
the house is still fucking dead. I ain't going anywhere near that fucking.
You got to spare
Glass.
$80 million.
Sidemen hide and seek in a glass house.
No. Also, that would be like the worst place to do hide and seek. Because you just look through everywhere. And you'd be like, oh, okay. I see Vic just...
I mean, you saw a lot of people in the last Sidemen hide and seek. Did it mean you bought them?
But you know I'm special when it comes to hide and seek.
Later, the company was sold for $120 million to Northwestern Public Service Company. Robert used the proceeds from selling to his son to found Evergreen Investments. Robert also created the Robert W. Plaster Foundation, a group where he could do the most good with his philanthropy, seemingly more so if the chance to name places after himself came about. In 1984, he donated $250,000 to Southwest Baptist University for a new sports complex. The university named their stadium Plaster Stadium. During 1991, he donated $1.5 million to Missouri State University to expand their football stadium. At the same time, the ground was renamed from Briggs Stadium, named after their legendary football coach, to the Robert W. Plaster Stadium.
My guy came in pay to win. I know you had a cool football coach, but...
Yeah, fuck
In
him.
1997, he was
money.
even elected president for Missouri State University's Foundation Board of Directors. The following year, he donated over $1 million to expand the university's student union.
Do you think this
It
is
would then
all
be
just
known
so they
as Robert
compliment
W.
his house?
Plaster Student Union.
Like, this is all just so that they no one can insult his house anymore.
I mean,
Because it's
that's
fucking
smart.
ugly. Like, it's ugly.
Yeah, I think it's disgusting, bro. But if you want to pay me to make sure I say it's amazing, then yeah, sure, bro.
As a keen supporter of free enterprise, Robert donated $250,000 in 1998 to what was formerly known as the Students in Free Enterprise Group. Now known as Enactus, they had their then headquarters on Missouri State University's grounds called the Robert W. Plaster Free Enterprise Center. Final fact finish. Since we mentioned the word palace a few times, the most expensive royal estate in the world is said to be the Forbidden City in China. From 1420 to 1924, the palace complex in Beijing.
Anyway,
Yeah, I don't care about that.
I was wondering, so if I went and bought Arsenal, could I change the team name from Arsenal to KSI team?
Probably
No.
not.
You might be able to change the stadium.
What, to the KSI?
The KSI Stadium.
Not even the KSI Stadium, just the KSI. Knowledge Stadium Integrity.
Yeah.
There we go, there's a goal for
Alright,
you.
there it is.
Yeah,
That's
keep
my
saving.
next goal.
Keep saving.
That's
Get your
my
bread
next
up.
goal.
You can compete with Emirates.
Mind the camera between the train and the platform. This is...
Thank you.